Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The UCL quarterfinal draw took place earlier today. We now know the matchups. We now know how the bracket is going to shape out. And oh man, I could not be happier. What a way to start my morning. And what a week this has been for us Barca fans. The passion and vibes are going to be at an all-time high for this video. And the delusion is at an all-time high. I believe. And the football gods are real because they proved it today. Final at Wembley, the easier side of the bracket. I mean, come on, man. We could not have asked for anything better as Barca fans. I am so happy. So today, we're going to go through all the matchups, give you guys my predictions. Mostly going to spend this time on Barca because obviously they're my team, but I will touch on the other matchups because there's a lot of good teams here, man. I mean, this quarterfinal draw is as stacked as I've ever seen it. So yeah, today we're going to talk about all the quarterfinal matchups, so you guys what I think is going to move on to the semifinal. And yeah, bro, just talk about it overall. But again, we're going to spend most of the time on Barca. I hope you guys don't mind. And if you do mind, then I don't know, fuck you. But anyway, let's start talking about these matchups now. Okay, so let's first talk about the Barca versus PSG matchup and then move on to the other ones here. First leg at the Parc des Princes, second leg at Munich. Guys, that is fucking huge, man. That is such a big factor in this tie. The fact that we get the second leg at home is massive for us, so I'm so happy we got that, okay? And PSG, if I were to rank what teams I wanted to face in the quarterfinals before it happened, number one would have been Dortmund. I think any team, any fan of any team would have picked Dortmund number one because they're the weakest team here. Number two for me would have been PSG. PSG, to me, are a good team with one generational talent game wrecker. Kylian Mbappe, obviously. This guy, we saw it against Real Sociedad in the round of 16, scoring a brace in the second leg. He's insane, bro. He's a generational talent. This could be a preview for next year, obviously, in a Clásico when he joins Real Madrid. And we've seen Kylian Mbappe already put a dagger in Barca's heart. He scored a hat-trick in the Camp Nou in the UCL about 3 years back. Obviously, Messi's last season with PSG, and Mbappe scored a hat-trick at the Camp Nou. So we've seen Kylian Mbappe, and we know what he can do. I don't have to talk too much about him. He's a generational talent. I believe when it's all said and done, he will be a top 5 player in the history of this game. And I believe he's the best French player. He's on his way to being the best French player ever. And that's including he's going to be better than Zidane to me and Henry. But that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, Mbappe is that good. But if you can neutralize Mbappe, which I know it's hard. It's like saying neutralize Messi in his prime or neutralize CR7 in his prime. It's difficult to do. But if you can do it, you are in good position to win this game. And we have the personnel, in my opinion, defensively to kind of bother Mbappe. Araujo is very physical and he's quick. And Koundé at right back has been playing well. Obviously, his national team teammate. They're going to go against each other. And then if you can kind of neutralize Mbappe, especially in that second leg at Munich, then you're looking good. Because the rest of that PSG team, they feed off Mbappe. And if he's not clicking, then they're all not clicking. And obviously, what happens? What's going to happen in this matchup? Ousmane Dembélé is going to come back to Barcelona. And I hope he gets the Figo treatment because I've seen this guy. Okay, if Mbappe is not clicking, he's not going to take over a game, okay? I've seen Ousmane Dembélé. I've seen this kid throughout his career, okay? I've seen it at Barca, and obviously Barca fans, we know this. He folds under pressure. Against Liverpool in the UCL semifinal, can't score that goal. He folded. In the World Cup final, getting subbed off before halftime because he had such a fucking stinker. So Ousmane Dembélé, especially with the fans at Munich booing him and giving him that shitty energy, he's going to fold, bro. He will fold, man. And PSG's defense, it's good, but it can be had, especially with our front line, with the way Lamine Yamal is playing. And if hopefully Ferran Torres can be healthy by then, and obviously we have Roque still and Lewandowski, who's been playing decent, and Rafinha, who's been playing well as well. We have good personnel on the front line, and also in our midfield, PSG's midfield can be had. We have a much better midfield who can control a game better than PSG's. We have obviously Gundogan, who's been great this season, arguably a top 5 midfielder in the world. We should have Pedri back for the first leg, and we should have Frankie de Jong back for the second leg. And if we don't, we obviously still have Christensen, who can play as a DM, and we have some other players who can throw in there, like Sergio Roberto, who obviously was the hero against PSG a couple years back, not a couple years back, like 7 years back in La Remontada. If we were on the other side of the bracket, I would say we're fucked. I would sit on this chair and tell you guys we are fucked, we're not winning anything, okay? Better luck next year. But with this side of the bracket and PSG, we should be the favorites to win this tie. We should be. I'm going into this with all the optimism in the world. If we were playing Man City, I'd go into that tie saying we're fucked, okay? Like I said, we're not winning. But against PSG, I'm going into that tie, call me delusional, we can beat PSG. And then once we get past PSG, because it's going to happen, we're either facing Atletico Madrid or Borussia Dortmund. Both very beatable. One of these teams on this side of the bracket is going to make the final. Why can't it be us? Why can't it be Barcelona? We have the most UCLs out of any team here by far. We actually have pedigree in this competition. They don't. Atletico Madrid, I mean, they've made finals obviously more recently than us, but they've lost both of them to Real Madrid. Cholo Simeone, I mean, yeah, he's a good coach, but he's probably the best coach here. Obviously, like maybe Luis Enrique, but I think Cholo's better. But still, man, Xavi, he's outcoached Cholo a lot of times when they played. I mean, Xavi's tenure record against Atletico Madrid since become the Barca manager is very, very good. So I believe that Barca can beat PSG. I think that we kind of have like we have the upper hand here in terms of like the team. They kind of have the upper hand when it comes to the manager, in my opinion, because I think Luis Enrique is a little bit better than Xavi, but not really all that much, because Luis Enrique, since he left Barca, let's be honest, he has not been great at any stop he's made. But to me, man, obviously we're talking about the Spanish national team and now PSG. I don't think he's been that great for PSG. They're going to win Ligue 1, but that's because PSG always win Ligue 1. I mean, it's what else is new? I mean, the sky's blue. PSG are winning Ligue 1. Doesn't matter who they have, they're going to win it. But to me, man, I believe Barca can 100% beat PSG, and I expect this to be PSG because I think we have the personnel, and I think momentum's on our side now. We are playing some good football, and I think by the time we get to this matchup, hopefully we're peaking at the right time like we're doing now, and I think that we can go in there and pummel these guys, man. Again, not pummel, that's actually too strong a word. I don't think any matchup here, I don't think this tie is going to be like Napoli where it ends 4-2 on aggregate. I think it's going to end like maybe 2-1, 3-2, something like a 1-goal difference, but I think we can be the team that has that, like obviously that ends up being victorious, and I believe in this team, and this could not have been a better draw for us. Again, Dortmund would have been ideal, but PSG is just as good in my opinion, and yeah, man, I'm going to be streaming these games, obviously, I'm going to be super excited to watch it, but man, the football gods are real. The next matchup we're going to talk about is Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, the winner here would face either Barca or PSG in the semifinals. Look, man, I think Atletico Madrid are going to win this. I think they're the better team. Borussia Dortmund has been good this year, and not in the league. They're way behind the league. Only have 47 points, and obviously the leaders in Bayer Leverkusen have 67, so they're 20 points behind the leaders. But in the UCL, they topped the group of death. They got 11 points in that group, obviously, with PSG and AC Milan and what was the other team? And Newcastle, sorry, I completely blanked on that. But they topped that group. So they look decent in the UCL, and obviously Jadon Sancho came back, scored a goal against PSV. They have Malin, who's been playing well. Their defense is pretty decent. So they have a good team. I don't know if Sancho will actually be back for this leg, because I think he went off injured against obviously PSV in the second leg, but I think he will be fine by then. And Atletico Madrid, I mean, look, man, Cholo Simeone in a UCL, I mean, the way that he plays, anything can happen. We saw them beat Inter, bro, who were one of the favorites to win this whole competition. So I don't put anything past them. I think he can obviously beat Borussia Dortmund. I think they're the better team. I think they should win. I think they should be Borussia Dortmund. They should honestly spank Dortmund, man. I think Atletico Madrid have a really, really good team who on their day can beat anybody. Honestly, on their day, they can beat anybody. They can win the final. They can win this whole competition if they're on their day. But again, are they going to be on their day? In that second half against Inter, they played well, in my opinion. In extra time, they kind of got outplayed. Obviously, you go to penalties, and that's just what happens. I mean, Lautaro misses his penalty. You score all your penalties, and the rest, not all your penalties, they actually missed one, but you score your penalties, and we know what happened. Obviously, you go through to the quarterfinals, and now you're here. But I think that Atletico Madrid, with their personnel and the football that they play, which is really conducive to tournament football, especially in a competition like the UCL, very defensive based, I think they can 100% do it, and I expect them to beat Dortmund, and I expect it to be by over 2 goals on aggregate. I think they should thoroughly, it should not be close, in my opinion. Again, Dortmund, I give them the respect. They've made it this far into the competition. It's great, but I think it stops there with Dortmund. I think Atletico Madrid are going to win this handily, in my opinion. Now let's move on to the other side of the bracket, bro. This is crazy. Starting off with Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. Holy shit, this is going to be must-see TV, bro. Oh my God. Harry Kane going back to London and playing his former rivals, obviously, when he was at Spurs, Arsenal. Oh, man. And Harry Kane actually has a pretty good goal record against Arsenal, I'm pretty sure. But holy shit, this is going to be a good matchup. Oh my God, these two teams, two good managers, Arteta obviously and Tuchel. Oh, I cannot wait to see how this plays out. I think Arsenal will win this. Arsenal will win this. They have the first leg at home. They have the second leg, obviously, at Allianz Arena, which is not an easy place to play whatsoever. But I think Bayern Munich can 100% be had. And I think Arsenal, with like the way that they play, they're so good, man. They score goals for fun. And they're one of the best out-of-possession teams in world football. They're so good out of possession without the ball. And in possession, they're just as good as well. Bukayo Saka is playing amazing. Obviously, Trossard scored that goal against Porto. Declan Rice is looking like maybe the signing of the season, honestly. Their backline, Gabriel and Saliba. I mean, is there a better left-footed center back than Gabriel in world football? He's that good of a player. Saliba, obviously, we know how amazing he is. Odegaard played well against Porto. I think that Arsenal are going to win this. I really believe. I think the Arsenal hype is real. I think Arsenal will beat Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have a good team, but I've seen this team struggle too many times, and they can be had. Like, this team can be had, and I think that when push comes to shove, I think Arteta will be better for this occasion than Tuchel. Now, I know that's a hot take because obviously Tuchel has won a UCL, and Arteta has never even made. This is his first time coaching a UCL quarterfinal because it's his first time coaching in a UCL period. But I think that Arsenal can 100% win this tie, and I expect them to win this tie. I think the first leg will be like maybe 1-0 Arsenal, and in the second leg they'll beat Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena to advance to the semifinals. I know that may sound crazy, but I do believe that Arsenal have the capabilities and the potential and the squad, and they're peaking, bro. They're peaking just at the right time right now. They're playing so well. They're scoring goals for fun. They have the best goal difference by far in the Premier League. I mean, this team can defend really well. Their set pieces are insane. They're so good at set pieces, bro. Is there a better team in the world at set pieces than Arsenal? I honestly don't know. And again, their players are playing really, really well. Now, that striker position, kind of leaves a lot to be desired with. Are you going to go with obviously Jesus, who's decent? He's hit and miss sometimes, but I think that they can obviously they can take advantage of Bayern Munich's back line, which is good. But I think Arsenal's front line can just, I mean, they can have their way with them. So I'm going to pick Arsenal to win this matchup. And now finally, Man City versus Real Madrid. The last two champions of the competition who have faced off against each other for it's going to be now 3 times in 3 years. And obviously the last 2 matches have been iconic, especially in 2021, 2022, when Madrid won it. But the one last year, I mean, Man City got their revenge, spanked Real Madrid in the second leg, obviously, at the Etihad. But this time, bro, Real Madrid have a much better team. This is not Real Madrid from last year, where they were kind of washed a little bit and just, they weren't as good. This is a really, really good Real Madrid team. And this City team is, again, the current treble, like the holders of the treble. I mean, this team just won a treble last year. Who do I think is going to win this? I'm going to pick Man City because obviously like my heart doesn't let me pick Real Madrid. And I'm so happy Real Madrid got this team because if they get knocked out in the quarterfinals and we make the semifinal or the final, oh my God, that's going to be so amazing, bro. That is going to be so amazing. But to me, I think Man City are just too good, man. I think Real Madrid are amazing. Obviously, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, they've been playing so well this year despite all their injuries. I mean, Ancelotti has that team so well coached. I mean, they're obviously against Leipzig, they struggled because Ancelotti, the way he set up, was not conducive to obviously attack and just go out and win the game. He wasn't trying to go out and win the game for some reason. I don't know why, but I do think that Real Madrid are a very, very good team. I mean, they've spanked us twice this year. 2-1 obviously at Montjuic. That game wasn't really a spanking in the scoreline, but they thoroughly outplayed us in the second half and spanked us 4-1 in the Super Cup final. So we know, I know what Real Madrid can do. I watch them week in and week out, but I also know what Man City can do, and I know the firepower that they possess. Obviously with Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne coming back, and Bernardo Silva, who's been amazing this year, and Rodri, who's arguably been the best player in the world this year, and obviously Jeremy Doku and Julian Alvarez and Ruben Diaz and John Stones and Ake. I mean, their team is insane. We know how good Man City is. This is going to be the matchup of the UCL for me. I mean, this is going to be the best matchup. And again, like I said, either of these teams that win, they're going to feel confident in saying we can go to the final. We're going to go to the final and win the whole thing. I think Man City will win. I think the first leg is going to be obviously the Bernabeu. The second leg will be at the Etihad. But I think Man City are going to win. Man City are too good, and on their day, they're the best team in the world. Again, I would not be surprised if Real Madrid win, but I think if I have to put my money on it, which I might do, I'm going to put my money on Man City because this team is too good. And Pep Guardiola, I mean, he got that monkey off his back winning the UCL last year. I mean, there's really, Pep Guardiola and Ancelotti, arguably the two greatest of all time. Ancelotti's a great UCL manager, obviously the most UCLs ever, but Pep Guardiola, he's really good as well. I mean, Pep Guardiola, yes, sometimes he can overthink in the big games, but I don't think he's going to do that this year, and I believe Man City will get the win. And yeah, man, those are my quarterfinal predictions. I'm not going to predict the semis yet because, again, I don't know what's going to happen. When the semis come, we'll predict who wins those. But yeah, those are my quarterfinal predictions. I think Barca are going to win. I think Atletico Madrid will win. I think Arsenal will beat Bayern Munich. And I think Man City will beat Real Madrid. And then we'll see who goes on to the final, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love every single one of you. Barca fans, we should be really happy, man. This is huge for us. I'm so excited to watch how this all plays out. I love every single one of you. Let me know your thoughts, your predictions for the UCL down below. I'd love to hear it. We can have a conversation down there. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.